Hello from Loyola's very empty campus. Today I'm checking in on some of our essential workers, especially the residential life staff still taking care of a few dozen students who need to be staying at their Loyola home. It is an odd feeling on campus. It's sort of frozen in time right now, waiting for us to all come back and breathe life into it. And I know I've been thinking about these brick walls have seen 100 years of sort of ebbs and flows of students through 2 world wars. But this is a very surreal moment where we're all still teaching and learning and functioning at full speed, but without being able to be here together. So I do hope that at this very strange time that you will tell your grandkids about, that you take some time to write down the hard parts, the funny parts, the things that you think you won't ever forget, but that you just might if you don't record them now. I've heard from so many of you about how well you're doing, about how tough this is, but also how you've come through. I've heard from students like Alex Lucas who've been encouraging their peers to perform for each other and the music and the theater that they didn't get to do in recitals. From law students who are continuing to work in the clinic representing clients against all odds, from the graduate counseling students running our community mental health clinic, of all of you who figured out every single feature of Zoom, and that some of the faculty are having a little bit too much fun with the virtual backdrops and the improve your appearance button. I want you to send me your stories if you could, because I really miss you. Just hit reply at pres@loyno.edu and tell me how it's going, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the hilariously random about all of it. And also start sending me videos, short videos that we could post to help us create that community of your performances or odd little drive-bys by your new coworkers, as we call them, whether it's your pet or your little sibling or your child, of all the things that this experience has brought out for you. This has been a moment, I think, for us to really rely on each other, and I hope that you will reach out to the resources that we are providing in creative virtual ways. So counseling is doing online video calls, and we're about to gear up academic advising again, that you come see our live stream 10:30 a.m. Mass or watch it after the fact, which I found very soothing, to be part of Ignatius Chapel again. This has been a moment, I think, for all of us to really find comfort in our Jesuit values and to learn them in a whole other way. I think that for those of you who are feeling a little lonely right now, to find grace in the quiet, to find ways for extroverts like me to have to listen really hard. And for those of you who would kill for a moment of quiet because you're living with far too many people and don't get that moment, to find ways to connect with your family and the people around you in a whole different way. It's occurred to me that you really can't have fear of missing out when there's absolutely nothing else going on in the world. So we really get to be present to each other. And we get to connect in ways made easier by technology, to reach out to people we love who we don't talk to around the world. I've been thinking about those early Jesuits who found ways to have a tight-knit community even though they had to wait months for letters that came across the sea, and they didn't have Snapchat or what my 7-year-old just taught me about, House Party, to keep in touch. I think this is a moment as we take breaks and go walk outside when my 7-year-old has been teaching me again finding God in all things. We watched yesterday an earthworm make it all the way across the sidewalk, and we got to realize yet again that there's so much teeming life every time you just walk around the block. And I think for all of us it's a moment of having that massive dose of humility of we don't get to know what the future holds, that we live in a land of uncertainty, and that's always true, but that we are going to come together and become better people from all of this, that we will become more patient and more kind and good to each other, and that we get the joy of being part of a community that's rooted in love and in loyalty. And that is what Loyola is. And so when things are really tough, remember our students who are nursing students and faculty or other healthcare workers, and pray for them as they go walk out into the front lines and literally put their lives at risk for the rest of us. They will give us courage. They will remind us that we can handle anything that comes our way. So Wolfpack, we got this. Thank you.